Jesus Christ, you people suck.
Wow.
Wolverine wanted to be just...
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
Alright, it's time! Another week of N4G Radio. This is episode 655 and also happens to be our annual E3 prediction show. And unfortunately, everybody fucking bailed. So it's just me and
Except for
Anthony.
me.
But anyway,
yeah.
yeah, it's that time of year. Last year was a little weird. Things kind of went all over the place, but this year there is an actual E3. I'm using finger quotes. And it starts basically on Wednesday. And kind of how we do this is we kind of go through the schedule. I have the schedule here, and we'll do some predictions. And of course, you got to have some fun, and you got to throw in some just batshit crazy stuff that you want to see, like pie in the sky dreams, man. You gotta have them. But we will also talk about what we do know, and starting on Wednesday, I believe, which was at the 9th. That is the Battlefield Showcase, which that is 100% real, and in fact has leaked out onto the internet. I might know what it looks like.
Say, that's nap time for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would probably have seen those leaked screenshots if I actually, like, I'll play a Battlefield game. They're fine, but I don't, like, get excited about a Battlefield game. So that's not really my jam.
I mean, I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something in it that the way it plays, but honestly, like, I don't know if EA is having a conference. You have the schedule. I don't. But I could not care less about what they have to show.
Yeah, it's weird. We usually have EA Play on, like, the Saturday, and they are not on the official E3 list, but that's also because they're not officially at E3, so they may still be doing something on Saturday. I think they are.
Command and Conquer Mobile. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about their whole press conference. The most interesting thing is the indies that come out.
Yeah, there's
from
usually
there,
one or two
but,
that come out of the EA,
like,
whatever.
Unravel and
Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude, thank you.
And motherfucker, It Takes Two came out this year. Don't
Yeah,
forget
I
about
forgot
that
that's
game. Yeah,
published
that game
by
is,
them.
yeah, that game is so good. So yeah, we kick off Battlefield on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, Mr. Geoff starts the Summer Games Fest, which he has put out this morning, the official rundown. There will be 30 games, mixture of new and, boy, he's been teasing the hell out of this, long-awaited updates. I pretty much know from the insider information that Elden Ring will be shown at Jeff Keighley's thing on Thursday. So I can't predict that.
I wish I had hype.
It's a Souls game.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm happy for the people who are finally going to get to see it, but it really doesn't move the needle for me, like, at all. It'll be a Souls game. It'll be a Souls.
I was gonna say it'd be funny if it ends up being an Armored Core.
Well, it's George R.R. Martin, so I doubt.
I know that's the reason. That's the reason why it'd be funny if it ended up being more like Armored Core.
Yeah, I suppose so. What would you call it? Like a the rust of something. It'd be the something of something, right? That's how he works.
I don't know. No, how he works is he doesn't put anything out.
Well, that's true too. It's a good thing they waited so late to start the TV show because they still somehow beat him to the end.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
That's still not out.
Yeah,
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, why would he write that? That's stupid, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have any fun predictions for Keely? Because Keely's always going to get the good stuff. So, if you haven't seen, Giancarlo Esposito is going to be there, so I'm assuming there'll be some Far Cry stuff.
I feel like trying to guess what Keely's going to show is probably not. I'm more interested in what publishers and console manufacturers have to show, because Keely.
I mean, he's going to have
love
good
him
stuff.
or hate him. He's
going to have good stuff. He always does.
Yeah, and I think that he's also the guy who, love him or hate him, like, he's a personable guy who clearly knows how to, get in with all these devs in a way, like, as a person, to earn their trust and have him be the platform where they show their games off. We make fun of him because of his Kojima fandom, but like Kojima obviously sees something in Keely where there is some relationship. So I don't have any real good expectations on that because it could be anybody that walks out. Right?
Yeah. I don't. We won't see Kojima because, from what I'm hearing, Kojima is signing some lawyer paperwork with Microsoft to make a game for Xbox. And I'm assuming, from what I've heard, that will not be ready for E3. So, and if it was, there's no way Microsoft would let Keely announce that. No way. Because that's their game, right? Although, I heard Xbox is actually showing something at Keely's thing.
Again, I what I just said, I think, still stands. Like, yeah, because you could see Spencer walking out during Keely's not only as a way to show off something, right, but also a way to promote their show.
True. So, do you have any fun pie in the sky for that one?
No, because his is such a wild card. Like that's the reason why. Like I don't know, because it could be literally it won't be your it won't be anything, like it'll be some weird thing that no one's expecting from some sort of studio that has a good track record but maybe isn't like the Call of Duty sort of type studio. I just don't know what, because of how weird it is and who's acquired who. Mainly when I say that, what has Microsoft acquired? Like, I do not know what could be there.
Well, I think if Microsoft has an acquisition, we're going to hear about it on Sunday.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like before that even, like over the last year, Microsoft has acquired so many people, or the last couple of years, that like less and less people are going to be showing it something like Keely. So it'll be somebody I don't expect, rather than what oh my god, what's Bethesda's the Dishonored people?
Oh, Arcane.
Like, I won't see what Arcane is doing at Keely's.
No,
Who previously I could have expected that.
Yeah.
Although not necessarily at E3, but because Bethesda has their own show, or had their own show, but still, like it's that type of studio that you will see show something at Keely's. I just cannot give you one.
Yeah, I was trying to roll through some of the stuff in my head, and if Microsoft, I think Microsoft and Nintendo were both there, and if I had to take a stab, I think that would be a place where Microsoft would announce the inevitable, like, Persona 5 coming to Game Pass, and then being like, "Hey, tune in on Sunday. We've got more Game Pass announcements," or something. Like, they're not going to give away the the big stuff on Keely, but Persona 5 dropping on Game Pass during Keely's thing would be kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening for sure. Because it's not a new game, right? So
yeah,
it'll be,
it's just like here's the series finally coming to Xbox, and you can play it on Game Pass.
Like, I could see even Atlas showing something else at Keighley's, but again, not the next Shin Megami, because that's Nintendo exclusive, so that would be at Nintendo's show. Like that's what I mean. Like so much stuff right now is kind of wrapped in exclusivity, whether it be through purchases or whatever, and everybody's got their own show except for Sony.
Well, Sega doesn't have one either.
Yeah, well,
Sega
look at the
Atlas
Sonic
could...
conference and tell me that you like that's what I mean. Like Atlas is part of Sega, so technically that's it. But like if you ask me what I see from Sega, because Sonic's not going to be shown off anymore.
I'll tell you a weird one. Namco Bandai has their own thing, and Elden Ring, I know, I'm almost 100% sure, I've heard from enough different people that Elden Ring will be at Keighley's thing on Thursday. So, you never know.
Is that Namco Bandai, though?
Yeah, Namco Bandai is publishing Elden Ring. So, that's a weird one. I don't know what else we'll see at Keighley's thing, because Ubisoft has their own thing too, and you gotta assume Far Cry is going to be at Keighley's thing because, well, the main character is fucking there presenting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like having a show like that right now, like that show makes a lot more sense had Nintendo decided to not do something again, and the third-party Nintendo devs like are gonna show their stuff off at Keighley's, but with Nintendo having, I'm assuming, a substantial show.
Yeah. 30 games is a lot.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like that's where you're going to find out about, well, again, so it's like, I would say Suda 51, but No More Heroes 3. That's a Nintendo one. So it's like, again, like all these, Swery, I don't think you'll see him at Keighley's because it's like he still has The Good Life to come out, which is soonish, I think end of summer or whatever. So it's like that was shown off at the Playism thing that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like all this stuff that I would normally expect to be shown there is either wrapped up with another show right now, or they're busy. Like I already know what they're doing, right? So it's not like I can really guess on who's going to be there. So we'll see more Far Cry. Cool, I guess. So that'll be double the Far Cry because Ubisoft's going to show it off still.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be a focal point of Ubisoft's.
Yeah, I mean, I really... what a terrible one to start off with because I don't have much... it'd be nice to see more of Sonic.
The new one or like...
The new one.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to see that because it's not out till next year.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'll give you another one. And this again, I think Keighley's got more than ports, but it's like the only thing I can guess at right now. Maybe Hades finally coming to PS4 and Xbox or something.
Yeah, that's something that would be shown off at like his type of show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that's just it, right? Like it's a port, so it's still not exciting, and I don't have any crazy out there ideas for his conference or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's Keighley, so I know there'll be good stuff. I just don't know what it'll be.
Yep, but that's also kind of. I was thinking about it before the show today. Weeks ago we were talking about Days Gone 2 not having being this not selling enough and Ryan was talking about how they didn't excite people to buy their game. That's the thing I kind of like about E3 and specifically the wild card sort of, what is this? I wasn't expecting anything. That's where I feel like I can get sold on a game the most, where I don't go in with expectations, where it's not another Assassin's Creed. Like, surprise me, and I feel like his show is going to be that. And now I think about it, Ben's studio is working on a new IP.
They are, but Sony's not there, so.
Is Sony not at
E3
show?
or Keighley show, no.
Oh, well then, fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know what
Sony,
Sony's
not
doing.
Keighley.
I really don't know what Sony's doing. Like, they did that Horizon State of Play, and then it's like, well... What else?
And then God of War was delayed, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm not the talk about God of War being delayed but I do want to bring it up quickly because we don't really do news in these types of shows. It's coming to PS4, which I don't think was previously announced, right?
No, that and Gran Turismo were not announced for PS4, but now they
So,
are
like,
coming to PS4.
So that's really odd too, in that they kind of are acknowledging the fact that no one can get their new console.
Yeah, it's also
I'm not
like
complaining.
it's also like a business decision of like, hey, there's 110 million PS4s. Why would we not put this game on PS4?
Right. I thought that was interesting way to announce it in the announcement time is like, yeah, it's being delayed for PS5 and PS4. Like, what?
Yeah, and they still haven't named it. Like, people are still calling it Ragnarok, but that is not official.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. I understand why they're bringing it to PS4. I also understand why people are upset that it's coming to PS4 because they don't want it to be held back. But I mean, look at Horizon. Horizon looks fine. It's a PS4 game. So
Yeah, I mean,
chill out.
most people are bought it for upgrades based on like the world wasn't going to suddenly do like these consoles weren't going to suddenly do things that couldn't be done before.
Yeah, like
You
most
know?
of the games they're going to look good, but they're not going to look like I don't know.
They're going to look good and run well.
Yeah,
That's kind of why you bought the new console.
absolutely.
I'm working off of an old PC basically, and they have different settings options, and no one's ever said, "Well, the PC game's being held back." So that's not the conversation at hand. I just thought that was an interesting thing to bring up.
Yep. All right, so the first kickoff is on Saturday. We got two things on Saturday. One of them we know all of, so I'll go ahead and run through that. Gearbox's presentation apparently leaked. They start off with NBA 2K22, which obviously. Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which is a Borderlands spin-off with Tiny.
Grown tired? You know that series that you might have grown tired of at
Yeah.
this point?
Well, they're making
doing another.
The other two games, though, are a lot more interesting. So, Firaxis is making a new game that is essentially XCOM with Marvel characters. And
I'm not surprised.
I think this is indicative of what we're going to see. So, one of my predictions for this E3 is we're going to hear a lot about a bunch of Marvel games, because Marvel's been out there making deals because they want some good video games. And I think we're going to hear about a few of the Star Wars games. I think Disney's been spreading the money and the love around to a bunch of different publishers and developers, and you're right, XCOM with Marvel heroes, that sounds pretty cool.
I'm not surprised because Disney has some of the worst track record of having a game come out and then just never reissuing it. And then they also have some of the best track record now. I get not everything is worth preserving. Some Disney games are super awful, and some have rights issues. But it's been annoying that, why can you not get X-Men versus Street Fighter?
Yeah.
They've clearly had dealings with Capcom. So, and I get it, it's not everybody's favorite, but like all these things they own now. It's not even like X-Men is not theirs. It's theirs now. It's fully theirs. So reissue some of these old things too would be nice. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but
I would love to see, now that Disney owns all these IP, the return of not only X-Men versus Street Fighter, but like X-Men the arcade game, Simpsons the arcade game, and Alien.
Alien versus
game.
Predator.
Yeah, the arcade game, the side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Two of those games are good.
I'd still like to see them come back.
The Simpsons. Well, did you not see the rumor?
I saw the
the
rumor
one-up
about
arcade?
Hit and Run, right?
No, there's been that, but I Hit and Run, the rumor of Hit and Run coming back, like I don't know how you get the rights to that because
That was Radical Entertainment that designed
so
it.
Radicals doesn't exist anymore. So
But somebody's got to
know who
own
has
that
the
IP,
code.
or somebody's got to own that code, right?
That's if the code exists still.
That's
right?
true.
You're implying that it's been preserved in some way. Now, you could obviously reverse engineer it, but that's more money. but no, so Disney's been doing really well with working with One Up Arcade, and there was a rumor of the Simpsons arcade game coming to it with a trackball, which is apparently Simpsons Bowling, which was made by Konami as well. That's not confirmed yet, but don't be surprised if you see something like that be announced during E3. I mean, they've done the Star Wars cabinets too.
I've seen the Simpsons arcade cabinet. There are images of it laying around the internet.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. It's still not technically confirmed. So.
No, but I've seen pictures of it, and there was another cabinet. I can't remember what it was, but
so it is. It does exist. It's just whether or not it comes to consoles, and I honestly don't see it coming to consoles.
Yeah. And the last game coming out of Gearboxes is a game named Codename Vault. This is apparently Cthulhu meets Saints Row, and the rumored developer is Hangar 13, the guys that made Mafia 3.
So this is a 2K conference, basically.
Well, no, 2K has their own as well. This is just Gearbox. It's weird. I don't like Ubisoft and Gearbox are on Saturday.
Okay, so here's my thing with that. So NBA, right?
Yeah, that's 2K.
But that's 2K.
Yeah,
but during the Gearbox.
Yeah, it's listed as Gearbox. Maybe this leak is spread across the two. So Saturday is Gearbox. That'll be Tiny Tina and whatever other stuff they're going to publish. And then Take Two is on Monday. So maybe that's when we see NBA.
Because Gearbox was bought by Koch Media. Or
yes, but
so
2K still owns Borderlands.
Yes,
that's right.
Give me a second. Who are they owned by now?
So maybe this leak was Take Two and not Gearbox specifically.
Yeah, that sounds more correct. Yeah, because Embracer Group owns Gearbox.
Okay,
and Koch Media and Saber Interactive and THQ Nordic and everything else.
So what the hell would Gearbox talk about on Saturday? Because they can't talk about Borderlands, right? Because they're not publishing it? Like, that's a Take Two jam.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
All right. Anyway,
dropping USB sticks off at medieval times.
Let's move on to the other Saturday.
And ripping money off of Sega from the Aliens Colonial Marine games. That's what they're talking about. Randy Pitchford comes clean on Saturday.
Oh, there you go. Also on Saturday is Ubisoft's Way Forward. Forward. What is it called?
Ubisoft Forward or Direct or whatever it's called.
So we know Far Cry will be there.
DLC for Watch Dogs Legion will probably be shown off.
I mean, they've already announced all of it, haven't they?
They've announced it, but they haven't shown it all.
The first pack is... So they haven't shown the second
First pack is not the Aiden Pierce stuff.
Okay. I haven't kept up with that game. I played a bunch of it now that it's in 60 frames a second, but I don't know anything really about that game.
The only reason why I'll go back is because Aiden Pierce is being added to the game, and he was the only character I've really actually enjoyed throughout this entire series.
Oh.
I liked the characters from 2, but like they were not... Talk about that ludonarrative dissonance. That game was filled with it, so you need a bad guy to do bad things. And that character, Aiden Pierce, was a bad guy. So, yeah, I don't know. That I could see them showing that off. They'll, of course, show Far Cry, like you said.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah, do we see Skull and Bones?
No. That game has been delayed into 2022 and is basically being built up from the ground.
Fucking game.
Yeah, it's never coming out. Let's just...
You know, that game, once they said it was all on boats, people were like, and then they went back, and it's like, at that point, you're just gonna make Far Cry 4, or Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed 4 again. Fuck it, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Do more piratey stuff like Assassin's Creed 4.
Well, let's go into Ubisoft here. If you remember that conference call they had a couple weeks ago, that they're focusing less on big AAA games and more on, like, retention
Ubisoft
games.
originals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Division 3.
Well, the Division Heartland is a game that exists.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So then it's Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, I think they let slide right now. I think the last one was so ill received that it'll be
maybe.
2023 before we get a new.
That's
Ghost
true.
Recon.
Yeah, that last one was a flop. To the
Um,
point where my father played the first one again for another year.
here's to ruin all of your dreams. Beyond Good and Evil 2 finally gets canceled at this E3.
Listen, sorry, but like when they showed that second one off and everybody went, "This isn't it." I went, "Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is." They haven't done anything with Rayman, and Michel Ancel is gone. So
Yeah, Michelle Ancel is like a pillar of no more Rayman. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is never coming out. And remember that game Wild? Yeah, that game's dead.
Haze 2.
Ace.
Now, here's a hot take. You do Haze 2, but instead of ripping off, because you do Haze 2, and you make it basically your Crisis. Like, just the crazy shit that you wanted to do with Blood Dragon, but now you just have a series that's basically Far Cry, but crazier. Haze 2. Done. Or Haze, and pretend the original never existed, like most people do nowadays.
Hey man, you gotta get the nectar. Get the nectar.
That game had so much going for it. It just is mediocre gameplay, but the concepts in the writing were good. Anyways, I would like to see more Ubisoft. UbiArts. That's what it's called. Stuff. I know that's basically dead, but like that's where the Rayman came from, and Michel Ancel had nothing to do with those Rayman games, and they were amazing. Origins and Legends.
Those are good
Child
games.
of Light, and what was the War one?
Oh god, I remember this game, and I can't think of the name of it. I even see it in my head.
Yep, you can see the cover of the guy standing back to you and stuff.
Yeah, you got the dog and everything, and oh man, I forget what that game was called.
Valiant Hearts.
Valiant Hearts. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I bet we see Riders Republic again. Remember that game?
Is that the cyberspace? What is it called? Battle Royale thing?
No. That's Hyperscape.
Oh, fucking dude!
Riders Republic is like the evolution of Steep with like bikes and yeah, that game.
Ask me how much I played Steep.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass now, and I booted it back up, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't really dig this. The $1 million question: how is Sam Fisher ruined during this press conference?
Oh God, they announced him for some mobile game.
He's already in a mobile game.
Another mobile game. Ken.
Okay.
We'll just keep doing mobile stuff. Man, that would be nice to get a new Splinter Cell game, but you know what?
Yeah, we're not getting those.
Michael Ironside is going to die without getting we won't get another one with Michael Ironside. He'll die doing cameo fucking for Sam Fisher.
Probably.
God.
Makes me sad.
It does. It's because it's like the other bastion of console stealth games next to Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid's dead too. So
yeah.
I know
what? Go back to the Keeley one. Metal Gear Solid from Konami. I'm kidding. He would never do that because he likes Kojima.
That's true. He wouldn't do that. But I would not be shocked if somebody didn't buy the IP and are making a Metal Gear game. I keep hearing that thing floating
licensing.
around. That's what I mean. Yeah, licensing the IP.
Because Konami will never give that up because they know it's worth money.
Oh, absolutely. But they'll license it out to somebody to make a game.
You know it.
I'll tell you what. If you would just give me...
I'll tell you what.
If you just give me a remaster or something of MGS4, that would be superb because that thing is still locked to literally one platform.
And that game suffers from the fact that it is a nightmare to play on that console.
Yes.
With all loads still on it.
Yes.
Even if you install all the packs.
I mean, do you realize how much money a Metal Gear Solid 4 remaster would bring in? Like, I know tons of people who would buy it because it has literally been locked to a console for so long.
There's a lot of Metal Gear Solid stuff that would make a lot of money if you just, put it out.
I don't have anything else for Ubisoft. Ubisoft is like so much the boilerplate company
Just
of like.
Dance 2022.
Yeah, but that's just a given. That's not even a.
Some Trials game, like we haven't seen enough of those.
Oh God, Trials! I forgot about that game.
Trackmania, maybe.
No, no more Trackmania. They'll still try to get us to play Hyperscape some way. I don't want to play Hyperscape. I played it like twice, and I'm like, this is bad.
I don't want to play any drop-in 100 players, blah 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 blah. Battle Royale is boring to me. I like team deathmatch. I like deathmatch. Sorry, dropping in once to immediately get shot in the head and then just start over. I'm good.
Hey,
it needs to be a bigger twist than that.
Just give me a payload to push, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, I really don't. The only thing that would really excite me, and it's not going to happen, even though that they like would really like a new Prince of Persia.
Yeah, that's Assassin's Creed now.
I know, but I just want a Prince of Persia. I don't want a big, like, as much as I love Assassin's Creed, I don't need a big world to explore. It's too much. Do more things in a smaller space.
You know what's going to happen? The inevitable, eventually there will be an Assassin's Creed Persia.
I mean, like, there's already the Assassin's Creed costume in the Prince of Persia game.
No, they're just literally going to make you...
I know, I know.
The Prince of Persia as an assassin. That's what's going to happen at some point. Do you think we see... Speaking of Assassin's Creed, do you think we see it?
No, not yet.
You think it's this year or next year?
You might get a spin-off this year.
So, like...
If we get one, it's going to be like... Not Liberation, what's Rogue or something like that, where it'll be a B team working with. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get a Prince of Persia. We're probably gonna see more of the Sands of Time remake. Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, I forgot that existed.
I just remembered it existed as I was going into the Assassin's Creed thing. So we'll probably see that.
I bet you.
Not that I have any issues with it. I'm sure it's been reworked. Because I know that they said they were gonna go and fix things because it looked too much like the original to be a remaster at this point.
I bet Assassin's Creed does not have a new game this year, and I bet because of COVID and everything else that the Assassin's Creed Valhalla DC will spill into next year.
DLC.
Yeah.
You said DC.
Sorry, DLC.
Batman on the mind.
Don't worry, Warner Brothers is coming up.
Yeah.
The DLC for Valhalla, the last pack won't be released until January of 2022.
See, I can see them doing something like the Assassin's Creed Chronicles or something like that, though.
With the Origins, Odyssey, and fucking...
No. The Chronicles was the 2D side-scrollers.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think
I
they're
don't
going to do
expect
any
them to
more
do
of
something
those.
like that, but what I question them doing is extremely small-scale games, because they've already kind of said that they're going to be working on smaller-scale stuff. Like, the new Division game seems like it's very small in comparison.
I think the new Division game is going to be literally a straight-up gotcha, like, free-to-play game kind of thing.
Yes, but I could see them doing something similar with Assassin's Creed on a smaller level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because they've been working in these giant open-world maps, but I could totally see them scaling back and releasing smaller things to sort of have a game each year again. That doesn't, possible. Take a bunch of resources to make.
That's possible.
The Far Cry Primal to their Assassin's Creed main series.
Assassin's Creed Primal?
Well, they remember they did Far Cry New Dawn, right? So it's like I'm not saying something crazy here. I could see them doing something smaller scale and starting to do that for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's possible.
You would play it. Like, if they said, like, here's, like, 5 or 6 islands that you can go to, and it's more like Assassin's Creed 4, you'd go and play it.
Yeah,
right?
I like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so I would like, and it'd be nice to not have something take 200 hours of your time.
All right, Sunday is jam-packed, and it's the reason we won't be recording podcasts next Sunday. We kick it off with Microsoft/Bethesda.
No, this one's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is probably the most like This is the one everybody wants to see the worst because it's like, what are
They
you
own everything.
Well, not only that, but,
Media
like-
doesn't own.
what are you gonna do? Like, Microsoft, this is probably one of the most important for Microsoft because let's be fair, there ain't no fucking games on that console. So like, and when I say that, I'm not meaning there are no games to play. There's plenty of games to play.
They don't have any exclusives.
Yeah, in
warrant
fact, I don't know if
buying
you-
or hunting down that console.
I don't know if you saw the news, but the Medium just got rated for the PS5.
Yep.
So
there goes the only exclusive.
yeah, the
they had.
only console exclusive because Gears Tactics was on Xbox One and PC. And to be fair, the Medium is on PC, I think. But console-wise, it was only on Xbox. And it was only on Xbox Series X. But now it's coming to PS5.
Yeah.
So, Stealth Drop Flight Simulator?
Oh, no offense to the people that like Flight Simulator, but that is not a stealth drop
That
to
is
get
not-
excited for.
That is not a game. Like,
Oh.
I will totally play it because it's on Game Pass.
I will not. I used to try to play that at my grandfather loved Flight Simulator.
I mean,
good
I'll
lord,
try
man,
it.
It's a flight simulator. It literally is the most simulation experience possible.
I think one of my favorite fanboy war conversations is when people champion that game, and I'm just like, dude, find a different hill.
Listen, it has always been something that is pretty to look at.
Sure.
And amazing fidelity because those planes look exactly like they look in real life. I mean, of course, it gets better every generation, but when I was looking at the old planes, I could tell the differences. They really clearly did a lot of work to get those planes right. It's the Gran Turismo of flight, right?
Yeah.
But it is horribly difficult, like flying a real plane.
Well, so I
yeah.
do think that game is coming relatively soon.
Probably. And I'm glad it is, because people have been waiting for it. It's just
Yeah.
one of those things. It's like, if that's your stealth drop,
I'm going to go ahead. Well, I think that's just a game that's coming. I'm going to go ahead and say Perfect Dark, Avowed,
agreed.
Everwild. Let me finish, because you're not going to
sorry,
like what I have
Avowed
to
is
say.
what?
Perfect Dark, Avowed, Everwild, and Fable do not show. I think all 4 of those games are 1.5 to 2 years away, at minimum.
Yeah, I mean, I could see us seeing more of Perfect Dark.
I don't know that there's more to see.
I think there's more to see on that than there is Fable.
Fable, yes. I think Avowed is pretty far along. I think that game comes in 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I don't know, because I couldn't remember that Avowed was the name of that game.
I mean, it's Obsidian's new game.
Because I
We've
saw the
seen it one
screenshot.
time. Well, we saw
Yeah,
video.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think they show that off. You're right. I could see them showing Perfect Dark to actually show what it is.
Like a tech demo or something.
Sort of, yeah. Like one of those really, like, early on vertical slice sort of things.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see that. I just don't believe we see it. That's just me, though.
I think we see something that... Sorry, do you have predictions first? Because, like, you're more into this than I am. So you might end up covering...
As far as realistic or pie in the sky?
Let's do realistic first, because pie in the sky I feel like is easy.
Realistic predictions are heavy focus on Game Pass. A couple of announcements that are that make MLB The Show and Outriders seem small potatoes. Like, I legitimately think we're going to hear about Scarlet Nexus and Battlefield 6 and a couple other... I mean, obviously Persona 5 Royale I think is happening. I think that's going to be a big one. But I think we're going to get a bunch of, like, we're launching this third-party game into Game Pass day one. I think we're going to get a lot of that.
Yeah, I just hope that isn't the whole thing again.
No, I don't want
'Cause-
that to be the only thing. I just think that this is like Microsoft always does games and services because Game Pass and Xbox Live and backwards compatibility and FPS, like all the stuff they do is very cool. They'll have a section on Game Pass. We'll get a bunch of cool announcements, a bunch of big games coming. I wouldn't be shocked. Remember, this is the 20th anniversary of Xbox, so I wouldn't be shocked with a drop of another pack of like original Xbox back compat games.
That would be nice.
I think that's going to be kind of their.
Everybody.
Maybe this is where we hear about Xbox Live Gold going away.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't wait for Blinks 3, where the B is just the 3. um,
I'm trying to think.
I have a feeling we see what the Oh my god, I have to look it up. It's been driving me. I've been trying to figure out the name of the studio, and I cannot remember it. Arcane. You said it even earlier. Arcane. I think we see what the secondary studio of Arcane is doing.
From what I hear,
two.
that's what's the code name for it? It's like a vampire RPG. Shit, I don't remember the name of it, but
I think we see it.
Yeah, I'd have no shock in that because Arcane's been cleaning up Deathloop for a while. That game is coming out soon. So I forget what the name of that is.
I think we see a new Wolfenstein.
It's possible. That's in the Bethesda back half, though. Let's just focus Microsoft.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I thought we were.
They're at the same like time frame, but they're like beginning and end. Like they're two different.
Okay. I see.
I think we're going to hear Microsoft doesn't have like a big game, like big games coming
more
soon.
Halo.
So I think, well, we're going to see Halo. I don't even feel like we need to talk about Halo because we're going to see it. I just don't know what we're going to see.
Do you? Are you going to? What do you think you walk away with after seeing Halo gameplay?
Craig 2.0, baby.
Oh God! I have a feeling I walk away optimistic, and I have my dreams crushed later.
Possibly.
I have a feeling whatever they show, I'll be like, yeah, I'm back in, and I'll be drinking the Kool-Aid, and then when I inevitably play it, I go, fuck, they got me again.
So, here's what I know about Halo just from listening to a couple of insiders. So, 343 is basically like on lockdown. So we're not really going to see Halo because they're not going to spend the time to build that E3 vertical slice. But we will get like a quick look at the multiplayer from what I hear.
Fine.
And
hopefully it looks like old school Halo and not Halo 5.
Yeah. I think Microsoft has secured a few IP. Like maybe some stuff you forgot about or some stuff you haven't thought about in a while, and they're bringing it back as exclusives. We know that they're working. Like we keep hearing about that Project Typhoon. So many people know that exists, but nobody wants to say exactly what it is.
Okay.
And then I think we hear about another acquisition. Maybe not like obviously not a Bethesda size acquisition, but maybe more along the lines of like a Ninja Theory size.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of faith in hearing something from Microsoft that is like, oh shit, this is coming out this fall and it's gonna blow your mind. I
feel like it's almost depressing. Honestly, I have came more prepared for the Microsoft and Bethesda being kind of more intertwined. Because like on the Microsoft end, like maybe we see some more Psychonauts too.
Psychonauts will get a date, and I believe it's August.
Maybe we see because maybe. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe we see more of, or maybe we get a finish date for Grounded.
1.0 Grounded. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I might actually play a little bit more of it at 1.0.
We'll see more Sea of Thieves stuff.
Yeah, I am so tired of Sea of Thieves.
I just don't get it.
All right.
Like, yeah. Anyways,
Pie in the
Bethesda.
skies, baby. I'm gonna bring
oh,
my
fuck.
summoning. My summoning circle is here.
Blinks 3.
Conquer returns. That's what they're gonna call it too. Conquer returns.
Last time Conker returned, he looked like a weird bug-eyed thing, and he was on HoloLens only.
We're not talking about Project Spark.
No, I'm not talking about Project
We're
Spark.
not talking about fucking AR games either. I want
the
Conquer. I want
HoloLens.
the sequel to Live and Reloaded or Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
They really need to get Chris back to do all the voices, though.
Well, obviously, you hand that man a check, and you bring back Conquer, my second summoning circle. Give me Killer Instinct 2. Give it to me.
I would like BanjoKazooie, but
I would love BanjoKazooie. I just feel like Microsoft hates BanjoKazooie.
but he just showed up in Smash Brothers.
He did, but who's going to make that game?
It's like literally just listen. Go to whatever
Platonic.
No, not Platonic. You don't. No. Listen. They need to stick to 2D games because that was the better game in the Ukulele series. Because as soon Ukulele has too much and also not enough going on. Their 2D game was better. No, Platonic, the Super Lucky's Tale people.
That's not Platonic. That's Playful.
No, sorry, Playful. Yeah.
I give Super Lucky's Tale people the Banjo IP.
Yeah. Well, I just think they understand platformers better. I hate to put it that way. They made something that was very Mario-like, but also still a collectathon. It plays like 3D World a bit, but then there was big open stages and there were small things to do. I could totally see them doing a game that is like BanjoKazooie. They also have obviously refined Lucky's Tale enough times now where that should be the thing that they should stop working on it and do something else. And it would be nice to see them do Banjo. I just don't know if they have the sort of snarky writing.
The
Banjo,
Super Lucky's Tale is like the nicest fucking game on the planet.
Yeah, so that would be the only thing that I'm like, they need to be a little snarkier, like a little mean, but
have the rare people oversee it and write the jokes for them.
Yeah, that weird British sense of humor.
All right, so you want to kind
that
of
would be nice.
Cascade into Bethesda here. We're going to see Starfield, right?
I guess so. I don't know because I feel like do we see it? It'll look nice, and then it will never play like that.
It'll be out in 2022. It will not be out this year.
No, that I can almost guarantee you.
All right,
if we see it, it's not showing up.
So Microsoft Bethesda doing a conference together. How awkward is it that if they talk about Deathloop or Ghostwire Tokyo that they can't mention that they're coming to Xbox?
I don't think they talk about it.
You really think Bethesda goes through E3 without talking about the game that they have launching in a couple weeks? Because isn't Deathloop out in June?
Mm-hmm. It's out in June.
So how do they not talk about that game?
Listen, the checks have been signed. Who cares if they're bought by Microsoft? Do they care if that makes money right now? Probably not.
I don't know. How do you not talk about Ghostwire Tokyo, which hasn't been talked about since last E3?
Oh, that's Tango.
But it's Bethesda.
So it's published by Bethesda. I understand that. That's Tango.
No, Tango's owned by Bethesda.
I get that, but my point meaning is anyone from Tango there? Maybe not.
I mean, Microsoft wants to say, hey, we have a Japanese studio now. They'll make a game for us eventually.
Evil Within. Right.
Well, Ghostwire Tokyo will come to Xbox, what is it, a year
too.
after fucking PlayStation gets it? God, that is so weird.
And that's when they talk about it.
It's so weird that if Microsoft would have bought Bethesda, let's say 6 months earlier, they'd have had 2 first-party exclusive games in their pocket.
Yeah.
And now they have to wait a year.
Yeah. I mean, look, they might. You're right. It'd be weird, and I could totally see them just not doing it. They're going to talk about Fallout 76 stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think we see anything from Doom, so God knows what it is working on.
Yeah, they just finished the
Um,
second DLC for Doom, so Doom Eternal is
right, and it
done.
wraps it up. So,
Yeah.
I could see us seeing something from Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein related. It doesn't even have to be Wolfenstein 3.
What about
See
the
it.
Indiana Jones game?
Oh, I forgot about it, so I guess we see that. Um, and then, like I said, the Arcane Studios, you're gonna see whatever one isn't the main studio. The one that did the team that did Prey is going to have a different game
Yeah, I think that's the
to show off.
vampire RPG that I keep hearing about.
I would love a Prey 2, and it can be a sequel to either or.
All right.
either Prey.
I got my summoning circle. You ready?
Sure.
This is my pie in the sky.
Hit me with your smoke and crack idea.
Quake 5.
That would be nice. I mean, it is done with. I say we only see a logo, but that would be cool.
And in celebration of Quake 5, Quakes 1 through 4 are now available on Xbox.
That would also be nice.
Because none of them are available on Xbox One.
That
See,
would also be nice.
Yeah, like Quake 1 was like never got a port. Quake 2 was only included in Quake 4. Quake 4 is not backwards compatible, and Quake 3 was a Xbox Live Arcade game that is not. It's not backwards compatible, is it? Maybe it is.
I don't think so. No.
But give me a pack of Quake, and then announce the 5th game, and make it a hybrid, single player and multiplayer, because I will play both of those.
Basically, make it Doom 2016.
Yes.
But Quake.
Yes.
Also, you want to know my pie in the sky? Jumping off your idea, it'd be really neat if they ported the Saturn version because it ran on a different engine. So it's a very different game. It's the Power Slave engine.
I'll tell you a really weird thing. Bethesda just added a franchise back onto their website. It was Commander Keen.
Oh no. You tried already, boys. You tried and the mobile game got canceled.
Well, I mean, it's a mobile game.
Yes, and it looked bad, but it was just one of those things where they did try and
give me original Wolfenstein like Spear of Destiny. Give me that. I want to play that again.
Return Castle Wolfenstein.
Give me the Xbox games. Remember those?
That's one. You're talking the 3D ones, right?
Yeah.
Give me the Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which is the first 3D one, and then give me Wolfenstein, the 2009 game that was published by Activision.
Yeah, I'd take both of those.
And then, if you're going to do a fucking mobile game, how about you put Doom RPG, Doom 2 RPG, and Wolfenstein RPG back on fucking phones? Thanks. I'll pay you for them. I love those games. Turn-based Doom and turn-based Wolfenstein. It's amazing. And the stories link in all three of those games.
All right.
Oh, fuck, they were so good. I'm so disappointed that you can only play the stupid Java versions of them, and you have to pirate the fucking thing and run it shittily on your computer. Pisses me off. Anyways, sorry, what's the next conference?
I was going to say, are we done with... Okay, we're done with Microsoft Bethesda.
I just can't think of anything
I
else.
hope it's better than I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think for once I'm more excited about the Bethesda stuff. Oh, you'll see Fallout 76. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, we already said that.
Okay. You might see something else Fallout related.
I doubt it.
I just don't know what.
I don't think we hear anything else about Fallout. But, alright, next one up, Square Enix. I mean, we know Final Fantasy 16, we know Final Fantasy Intergrade.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
I bet
Souls
we see some
game.
Outriders stuff.
Maybe.
Well, if they're making money off of it, which they've been implying that they have been, totally see them talking about like add-on content.
We're gonna get Avengers DLC news.
Oh.
We're gonna get the announcement of the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
You want it? Oh, really? There's a Guardians of the Galaxy game?
You didn't know about this? Yeah, they're
no.
They're making a Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Just a reskin of the Avengers game?
Probably.
You know what'd be really satisfying if they walked out on stage and just had someone dressed up like the Avengers, and they shot them all on stage and went, "We fucked up."
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with... Remember when Spider-Man was coming to the Avengers and everybody cared about it? Yeah.
Like I'm uncomfortable sitting in my chair thinking about that game.
Yeah, that game is...
How bad that game did.
That game did really bad. What's sad is, like, the story mode is actually pretty good, but there's too much weird shit.
Hulk not being able to smash things in one hit is really stupid.
Well, I mean...
I know that has to be the case, but it's like, then what's Hulk's abilities other than he's strong? And if everything needs to be a bullet sponge or hit sponge, I guess, technically, like, it kind of falls apart, doesn't it?
We'll probably see Forspoken, because we've seen that a lot.
Man, I forget all these games.
And
I'm
then...
like pleasantly surprised when I find out that they're coming out soon.
What about... Well, Forspoken is PS5 only.
Well, still, I forget about them all.
And then
Forspoken, yes, okay. Forspoken is actually something I've been interested in seeing screenshots, but yeah, it was PS5 only, so I stopped caring. That's right.
Do you think we get the Platinum game back again? Remember that thing? Babylon?
Yeah, Babylon's Fall.
Yeah.
You know where we could see something from Platinum?
No.
Oh, no, we saw Bayonetta. Yeah, never mind.
We're not going to see
The
Bayonetta.
other thing.
Bayonetta's never coming out. Just letting you
know. Yeah, we could see that.
Square Enix is one of those things. It's like they're a Final Fantasy factory right now, so I don't...
Yeah, I could see them talking about the Dragon Quest stuff that was just talked about.
Maybe. Another Dragon Quest game coming to Game Pass, maybe?
Do they have anything that their Americans or the Western studios are doing?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That isn't Marvel related?
I mean, the only thing we could possibly get is it's the 25th. Is it the 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider? Yeah, 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so you get a bundle pack.
A remaster of 1 through 4 on like next console. Sorry, 1 through 5. I forgot about Chronicles.
We're up-resing the Xbox 360 games. So Anniversary, Underworld. I can't remember the other one.
You know what they're gonna do? You want to know?
Legend.
They're gonna remaster Angel of Darkness.
Nothing would make me happier than that. I would laugh so hard.
The tagline for the remaster is "You can finally finish it."
I say her boobs are still weirdly like spherical.
The guy in the square is still gonna be like, "Leave me alone, I'm busy."
The render that they used to sell that game on creeped me the fuck out.
That game was so bad.
Didn't even look like a person anymore. It was so weird.
Oh my god, that game.
Looked like a character from Reboot, not in a good way.
Yeah, that game was... Oof.
Yeah.
That game killed a studio.
Yeah, Core.
Yeah. Core Design was destroyed after that game came out.
Yeah.
They didn't want to make the game. And who could blame them?
They made Whiplash.
They did. That game
was good.
They also made Return Fire, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. They also did Fighting Force.
Oh yeah, I remember Fighting Force.
And then Fighting Force 2, which was like, what if we had guns this time?
Well, yeah, what if we gave
a lot more fist fights?
this fighting game guns, because why not? I don't have anything Square Enix. Square Enix is just... I do have a pie in the sky, though. It's never going to happen. I think I say it every year, and that's Parasite Eve coming back.
I don't want Parasite Eve to come back.
I want 1 and 2 to come back.
They don't get it. You don't want them. They're not... Oh my god, no you don't, Ken. No you don't, because you know who's gonna get hold of it? Nakamura, that's right. Nakamura.
No, I don't want a remake. I just want a
Oh.
remaster of the first 2.
I just want you to know that Nakamura is part of the reason why the third birthday exists.
I do not want the third birthday. I just want...
You don't get a choice in this, Ken.
Watch me.
What's gonna sell merch? Boobs or Parasite Eve? That's right.
There were boobs in Parasite Eve.
Yeah, no, not as much as they are in...
I mean, she ran around in an evening gown in one of the games. Come on. I don't know. I love the first two games. I'd love to see them playable somewhere other than the Vita or the PSN store that sucks. You know.
Yeah. Listen, I don't disagree with you to make stuff available, but it'd be really easy to solve this if there was backwards compatibility.
Oh, shocker, right? I
With
know.
at least PS1 stuff.
That'd be great.
At this point, I'll settle for that.
I would love if PS1, PS2 were backward compatible. I don't care about PS3. I really don't.
I don't even know if PS2 would be nice, but like if it takes more work, fine, whatever. But PS1s can be emulated on like 3-year-old phones at this point.
Dude, I could emulate PS1 on my vape machine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so like pregnancy tests with PS1. Like it's kind of a joke that you can't play it on PS5.
Yeah. Square Enix, that it is what it is, can be Final Fantasy. All right, Warner Brothers. Obviously, their headline is Back for Blood, right?
No.
I mean, yeah, that's what they're billing the show as. Warner Brothers / Back for
is
Blood.
it?
Yeah.
All right, then I have nothing.
I don't think we
Their
see.
headline.
We might see Gotham City Knights.
I just can't believe we're not. The Batman stuff just pisses me off the more I think about it every time because it's not neither game is what I'd want from either studio. From how they're selling it right now, maybe they're selling it poorly, and I'm wrong.
I'm
But,
excited.
I don't
for
want a
both.
multiplayer game.
Well, Suicide Squad is just co-op available. It's not like a loot game.
But let's be honest, if it's co-op, that means it's not gonna be like Arkham Asylum or anything like that.
Yeah, I
Can't really be that. In
I haven't
co-op. It's
seen
gonna be
the
levels
game.
and-
I haven't seen the game, so I'm not going to judge. Until I
right,
see
but
it.
it's just like they're doing a really bad job of maintaining my interest.
Well, I mean, the game's probably not coming out till 2023, so you got time.
Yeah, that's true. I won't have
Um,
the console to play it on at that point.
I know we're going to see
Um,
it, but my question is, what is it going to be? It's due,
Cars 4?
huh?
What? Warner Brothers has the rights to Cars video games.
Oh, I
So
don't give a shit about.
I made a
Cars.
joke about. Yeah, well, that was my joke.
NetherRealm.
Oh,
Mortal Kombat 11, so it's not a Mortal Kombat, but is it Injustice
more-
3 or is it the rumored Marvel fighting game?
I mean, like my Cars joke wasn't too far off. Like that Disney has to work with WB in some cases. It would be neat to see it. I'm okay with Injustice 3. I'm also okay with just more Mortal Kombat DLC.
We're not going to get any more Mortal Kombat DLC.
Yeah.
I've been following that studio for 20 plus fucking years. I know we're not getting more DLC. The DLC for Mortal Kombat 11 is done. I hate to inform you of the truth. Now, I would really love to see a remaster of MK Shaolin Monks.
I would like. I don't see it happening though.
I mean, Ed Boon was out there playing with my emotions the other night. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah, that's
tweet.
what he does.
Yeah. I told him don't do it. He didn't listen to me. He did it anyway. And Shaolin Monks was trending on Twitter. Because
Yeah,
of
but
it.
that Metroid Prime trilogy has trended on Twitter.
I have more faith in Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks remaster than I do Metroid Prime trilogy.
I could see something else being remastered. You know, it'd be nice, and this is maybe pie in the sky as well, but like, it would be nice just to have a collection of the last two Mortal Kombats and this Mortal Kombat combined, like a remaster of 9.
A remaster of
Or
9
a
would be
trilogy
wonderful
of 9
because
what if we had all the characters from 9, 10, and 11 combined?
I mean, that'd be kind of a mess, but
It would be amazing. You could have Freddy Krueger fight Jason.
you could.
You can't have that happen.
Also,
unless you
10
combine all of them.
9 had tag matches, so you know, Freddy and Jason
Mhm.
on the same team
It would be.
against the Alien and the Predator.
Oh,
Oh.
or Terminator and RoboCop.
Why can't they just make a horror fighting game? You know?
That would be awesome. But then I feel like you'd end up having a bunch of rights issues. Like, who do you get? You had Jason, you have Freddy. Also, get the good Freddy and not the remake Freddy, please. Thank you. But eventually you like get to a point where like, who else? Like, Pinhead from Hellraiser, I guess.
I mean, you'd have to get Ash from Evil Dead.
Well, of course. That never
Chucky.
happened.
What about Chucky?
What? Oh, imagine a hitbox.
Yeah.
It's like Yoda in Soul Calibur 4 all over again. Just a nightmare to fight. Whatever happened to that?
I mean, you know how
Ash.
rumors... My guess is that it was supposed to... Like, it was in the works and then a contract fell through or something. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I know that there's been apparently there's a nightmare in rights issues. Like, The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, while the same series... or also not the same series. That's the reason why it doesn't say Evil Dead. It's just called Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So, you can't... He's playing Ash from Army of Darkness, not Evil Dead, because that is a different franchise, technically. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that we're due for NetherRealm's new game. I'm on board,
I'm
whatever it
excited.
is. I don't care what it
Yeah.
is. So...
My Little Pony fighting... Fuck it. Sure.
I mean, they have one of those. What's that brony fighting game?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but they're not. It's not by NetherRealm.
No,
so
it's
I don't
not.
Give a shit.
Anything by NetherRealm, I'm in day one, 100%. Whatever you guys do, give it to me. I don't think the Harry Potter game shows up.
Probably for good reason.
You know,
Maybe because the creator of Harry Potter is an ass.
I don't have
That's me
anything
using
else.
nice language.
Yeah, I don't have anything else for Warner Brothers.
All their stuff. I mean, like it's the.
Well, not
Batman
only that,
stuff.
but like they just got split up, and like nobody knows where they're going.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I'm just quickly checking. Maybe we see. By the way, going back to Square Enix, because I couldn't remember who owned the rights, and I thought it was Warner Brothers. Just Cause 5?
Nah.
No.
I think
You
that game
mentioned
is.
another
I think that
Batman.
series has been on a steady decline since 2.
That's true. You're not wrong. Just I would like to see another Mad Max.
Yeah, that's not
Game.
happening either.
Fine, yeah, shut up, Ken. I have dreams.
It's okay. You got to preface it by pie in the sky, otherwise I'm going to shoot down all your dreams.
Yeah, no, I know it's not going to happen because there's a nightmare rights with movies.
Licensing
I like-
sucks.
It's not even licensing. It's literally like because the licensing portion of it is easy. It's the same issue that happened with Friday the 13th, where the issue is not with getting the rights. It's who owns the rights to even get it from. So it's when the two people are fighting over the ownership of the IP. The same thing was happening with Mad Max. So that's the reason why like Mad Max stuff was put on back burner. Same reason why the Friday 13th game had to be shut down. Like there's another Mad Max movie coming out where it's Furiosa. So I don't know. Maybe too much hope. It would be nice to have another Mad Max game because I like the mythology of the world. I would like a better game because the first one isn't perfect by any means, but I did like it. So it would be nice to get another. What's next, Ken?
Next up on the list is the PC Gaming Show. I don't know shit about this. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Indie stuff, new graphics cards that you can't buy because they're unavailable because of chip shortages, and coin miners, and we're moving on.
No, the card just got announced. We're not getting new cards. We just got one. Shadow Warrior 3.
No, because Devolver has their own.
Take Two, which we already talked about, is up on Monday. That's the first show on Monday. I don't have anything else for them other than they're going to talk about Grand Theft Auto Online. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Capcom. Monday.
Resident Evil DLC?
You think they're going to do DLC for 8?
They did for 7.
Yeah, but
They need to be able to sell a gold edition, Ken.
Resident
Or
Evil
they Sorry.
Let's
go
just
ahead.
say Resident Evil 4 Remake. I think that's going to be shown.
Maybe. Be nice if there was Devil May Cry
Nope.
info.
Devil May Cry is not coming because I've seen the leak and I know what the guy making Devil May Cry is making. Do you want me to tell you?
Okay, well.
It's Dragon's
I
Dogma
guess.
2.
No.
Which I'm super excited for. I love the first
I just
game.
haven't played the first one, so.
Oh God, you need to play
I have
the
it.
first
I
one.
have it, Ken. I have it, Ken. When would you like me to fit it in?
I don't know.
When exactly?
Stop playing like
So-
old Game Boy games
I'm
and go
not
play
playing.
Dragon's Dogma.
Fucking been stuck playing Pokemon fucking Snap to fucking finish it for review. It doesn't end, Ken. It just keeps going. It started off really nice, and I'm like, I can't get enough of this, but I have to put it down because I have to finish something else, and then it just doesn't end. And I can't make the valid criticisms without fucking finishing it to see if it's comparable to the first game or not. Anyways, back to what we were talking about before I lost my
Dragon's
mind there.
Dogma 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, hey, like I'm glad that's getting a sequel because I know that it didn't seem like that was ever going to be a case, but I think the reissue of that game did really well. So,
What's that other game that they announced? Prague something? The Spaceman. Remember the Pragmata? Is that what it was called?
no, Ken.
I think it was called Pragmata. It was at the Game Awards. The dude in the spacesuit,
Pragmata.
the little girl.
I don't recall this at all.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't recall this at all. That's okay. I've never seen this before, so I don't. That's why I don't remember it. That character looks like the main character of Vanquish.
They thought when the
It's
trailer
identical.
when the trailer first started, they thought it was Kojima's new game because it was so weird.
Well, it also looks like the character from Kojima's.
Yeah, but no, that's a Capcom game.
All right. Yeah, you'll probably see some of that. Hopefully.
I'll tell you two things you won't see, and it'll make me sad.
Dino Crisis.
We won't see Street Fighter,
I'm not sad about that.
and we won't see Mega Man.
That I am sad about. Oh no! Why do you say that?
I just don't think Capcom likes Mega Man. I don't think they brought back, they came back and did Mega Man 11, which was great, but I don't think it's sold, and I don't think the Capcom thinks that people care anymore.
We'll see Monster Hunter stuff. That's for
Absolutely. We'll see DLC, more DLC
I
announcements
think-
for Rise.
sure. I think we will see Battle Network
Nope.
collection.
Nope.
Why?
I just don't think the Mega Man stuff is.
It's easy money. The games are done. You gotta just put them into
After
a thing.
that- After that Zero collection that sold like 4 copies, they're
the
not going
Zero
to do
collection. Oh my god, the Zero collection was impossible to find. That's
because
why.
they only made 4 of them.
Now, well, then that's their own fucking fault, Ken. It can only sell 4 if it doesn't make 4.
It's also available digitally, so it's not like you can't buy it.
You know that the audience for those games are gonna buy it physically.
But they didn't.
So they couldn't. We just had this conversation. You
Oh,
said they only
please.
made 4. I'm telling you right now, the Switch version was going for an extremely high price because no one could get copies of it.
So what's that shitty fucking whatever indie game? Remember that? The $40?
Yeah, but that different reasons. There's different reasons on why that's the case. You know that game was not printed in the same amount of in the same quantity as a Mega Man game. Anyways,
I don't know about that.
the Battle Network series has been asked for a long time. I could totally see them doing it.
No, I don't think Mega Man even makes a presence at Capcom's thing. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Like I said, Resident Evil 4 Remake. maybe RE8 DLC. Definitely a big chunk of that show is going to be Monster Hunter, because that fucking thing sells like crazy. The only reason I'm disappointed that we won't see Street Fighter is because Street Fighter V was so bad that I just want them to move on and make a good Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But also, it'll be sad that it'll be the first Street Fighter in a while without Ono at the helm. Because if you remember, he left. He left Capcom.
Oh.
So, no more Blanca figures, dude. Makes me sad. Do we have anything else for Capcom? Like I said,
No, I know. I mean, I honestly like how I treat E3 is surprised me for the most part.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything that I would be excited about from. I mean, I wanted Dragon's Dogma 2. I guess that's confirmed, so I'm excited about that. But like,
you know what I want. You were crushing it. I still say it's a realistic thing.
Hey, if it happens, I'll be happy for you. I ain't gonna give two shits, but Battle Network is like, no, I want Mega Man 12.
Battle Network 1, 2, and 3 are amazing games. Battle Network 4 is like clearly had its budget cut, even though 3 I think is the best performing game in the series.
What the fuck
And
was
then-
the GameCube one?
Oh, we don't talk about that. Network Transmission,
Okay, I just couldn't remember the name of it.
where it's totally unrelated to the other games in the series. Then 5 was the weird turn-based strategy game. And then 6 didn't sell because by that point people were like, well, the last game, like, it was just diminishing returns. And then they started up Star Force, and that never took off because they did not put the marketing dollars behind it. So
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I didn't know they made more than 2 of them.
oh yeah, they 3 is an amazing title, like I said, and like after that you can start going, yeah, I really kind of don't need to play these, because 3 was clearly the end of the series. It wraps up everything nicely, but then they made more, and like the art style changed, and it shows that they just didn't have the same amount of budget. But weirdly, a crossover with Konami in the 4th game. So
I would not. I would be more akin to seeing. I'm not saying that I would enjoy it more, but I would be less shocked to see a Mega Man Legends / Misadventures of Tron Bonne pack before I see Battle Network.
I mean, that is possible. I just like you would be surprised on how popular the Battle Network series is.
Okay, so Capcom out the way. We'll save Nintendo for last, even though they go before. But Bandai Namco, I don't.
Anime games.
I keep hearing that now that Guilty Gear is done, that ArcSys is working on a My Hero Academia fighting game in the same vein as Dragon Ball FighterZ, so maybe we see that. Scarlet Nexus will obviously be a big push because that game is launching right around this month sometime.
Tekken stuff, maybe.
I've also heard that Scarlet Nexus is going into Game Pass on day one.
Cool.
Tekken, yeah. I'd say no. I think Tekken is more its own fighting game event stuff for announcements, like EVO. I bet you we see Tekken stuff at EVO. If you could give me anything Tekken-wise Bandai Namco, it would be a goddamn patch for the Xbox version because it still runs at 720p. It looks like somebody...
Speaking of EVO, I was listening to a podcast, and I'll forget it by the time we have another podcast. So Sony bought EVO.
Mm-hmm.
Sony is the only one to have Virtua Fighter.
Yes, which is also, from what I hear, timed. It's coming to the other
I was
machines.
like, that's interesting. I was like, that's interesting. Also, Sony also owns like part of a gambling thing where you can gamble on esports.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I wonder if they're aligning all this stuff up to, because they also have the exclusive rights to Street Fighter.
For 5,
Yeah.
yes.
For 5. So it's like, I'm wondering if they're trying to basically own that audience.
I saw the Evo lineup came out, and the first 4 games were Tekken 7 was, I think, the headline, which was weird. Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat 11, and I forget the 4th game. I want to say it was Guilty Gear. Maybe. I don't know. Nintendo.
I can tell you what you're not seeing: Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Well, let's start off by saying that
New Switch.
Nintendo confirmed that this is all software. So we're obviously not going to see the Switch Pro.
I'm so done with that conversation. I know I've said that before, but my good God, it just doesn't end. It doesn't end.
Yeah. We'll probably see Mario Golf because it won't be out yet.
I don't know. They just put out that kind of longer video for it, so I don't know. If it is, it's just a short trailer for it, just to remind you that it's coming out.
Skyward Sword will be in full force.
I'll show you how to use the amiibo to do a thing that should just do.
I also think this is where we hear more about more Zelda games. I'd almost guarantee the Twilight Princess / Wind Waker pack is coming.
I fucking hope so, because this has been an embarrassing 35th anniversary.
What would make logical sense, but also is my pie in the sky choice, is that Nintendo announces they're doing Nintendo 64 games on Switch Online, and it launches with The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
That would be nice.
But I don't expect it, which is
stuff.
it's like it's easy. It's an easy win, but I don't expect it because it's fucking Nintendo.
Yep. Yeah, I feel the same way.
And that sucks. Because we can't play the Ocarina of Time, which is widely considered by a lot of people as the best Zelda game ever made, on the Switch during the Zelda 35th anniversary.
What would really be nice is if they took the remakes and figured out how to port them to...
The GameCube remakes?
No.
Or the Nintendo DS remakes?
The 3DS remakes, where they redid all the polygons and everything.
Yeah, I would like to see a remake of Ocarina and Majora's Mask.
Because the thing is, with the 3DS, like, a lot of the visuals, when you say it doesn't look good, it's the anti-aliasing that's usually the issue. Not the polygonal. Your textures are always going to be muddy, but they'd be muddy on the N64 too, right? So they'll still look nicer than the N64 textures, but the polygons are always sort of pixelated, and I've seen people like work on like emulation tactics for 3DS stuff, and boy, it can look super pretty. So my hope is that you could easily work that out to be basically back to like a single screen game, and then you could have a better version of Majora's Mask on home consoles as well, because as much as I love the original, the 3DS remake definitely fixes a lot of the issues that the original had.
So what about Breath of the Wild? Do we see it?
I say we get a release date for it. I say we get a longer trailer for it, an actual trailer for it, and then
you're not thinking it's out this year, right?
No, I say we hear. That's the reason why I say we get a date. And when I say a date, I mean maybe a month and a year.
I would just say a year, 2022.
I could see, or season. You know, just I could see them giving a
summer,
generalized time. Yeah, I'd say spring probably.
Nah, no way.
Well, that's when they put out Breath of the Wild. So that's the reason why.
Well, it's because they launched it with the machine.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't feel like they need to have a summer release. I don't think Nintendo thinks like that.
Do you think it launches with the Switch Pro?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think there's a Switch Pro.
Oh, I know there's a Switch Pro.
No, I'm telling you right now, I don't think that until there's some concrete proof from Nintendo. There's a lot of whispers about Nintendo always, and not once have I seen, like, for years now, we have heard about Metroid Prime Trilogy. All these people have insights. It's coming. Fucking when?
It's dropping next week.
Yeah, exactly. The stupid Star Fox racing game.
And that was real. It just never came out.
But it's not real then. It's not real if it doesn't come out.
Well, so you're telling me Star Fox 2 wasn't real for 20 years?
Star Fox 2 leaked. That's at least real. But just rumblings and rumors, that's all it is.
I mean, that's what
Like-
video games are all about.
No. No, it's not. But playing video games. But too busy going on the internet and talking about what ifs. And I realized that's what this podcast is, but I agreed to it and I was going to be the only other person. So now I'm stuck here making up ideas of what could possibly show up, when in reality I don't give a fuck.
So, Metroid Prime Trilogy is what you're saying is coming to the...
It just... Mother 3. At this point, like, Nintendo, you don't know. No one saw that fucking game-making studio that they're putting out. No one said that was coming. And then it just arrived.
But the
right?
leakers,
And
after it came out, said that they knew that it existed. It was Labo 4, remember?
The leakers can shut their fucking mouths. No, they didn't. Oh, we knew that. It was Labo 4.
Dude, I
What the fuck
legitimately
are you
saw
talking
that
about?
conversation. I'm not
Sorry?
kidding. I'm not kidding. That's a real
I'm
conversation.
sure, it's just all this stuff that they seem to know about that just never materializes. They have some innate knowledge. Okay. I don't believe you.
I'm gonna start.
If-
I'm
can I
gonna become a
can I just say
Nintendo
something?
leaker.
It's like if your neighbor suddenly heard the voice of God in their head. It doesn't make them right. Okay? And that's what these people are. They're hearing things and just making shit up. I don't give a shit if they heard it from someone that works in an actual studio. It doesn't make it real.
My uncle works at Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
You know, and there's
you know what the
people- and
newest
there
one
are-
is? Do you know what the newest one is? The
What-
one we're gonna hear
you
about
just-
for about 4 years.
God.
The Super
Just
Mario
hurt me.
team is working on a new Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, there's things I would love to happen. But,
Sure.
like, I don't think, because all this does is piss people off. Every time it doesn't get announced. Like, it's Nintendo's fault. Go back to the person you heard it to, and tell them that you're going to meet them outside their house one day. I'm not actually saying you should threaten people. I'm just saying have the conversation with them about them being, or block them because they were wrong. But like, it's one thing to just be like, yeah, I would really like. Listen, I love Chibi Robo, and I would really like a real Chibi Robo sequel and not a half-assed one like the 2 other games that were released, or 3 other games that were released in English. I'd like a real sequel to Chibi Robo. I think you would have a lot of people discover that like an open world game from the point of view of a 10 centimeter tall robot would be fun. But, that never got a chance. I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's coming. I'm just not going to throw shit out there.
So
And it's like all these same people keep saying this stuff. Metroid Prime Trilogy was talked about when the Switch launched. We are, 5 years in?
let me ask you this:
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when the Metroid Prime trilogy does come out?
But here's my thing. Okay, it came out. But that doesn't make these people necessarily right, because you just keep guessing. Ken, you for years said Killer Instinct was going to happen. You didn't have some insight knowledge. You just kept saying it, and eventually you were going to be right.
Well,
Or
maybe.
you were going to continue on being wrong. You know what I mean?
Imagine if
So
I
it's
was
like
making that prediction this year. Oh wait, I did. Shit.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's just you keep predicting this stuff. Like, you're either going to be right, or people are going to keep, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're either going to be right or wrong. And then you just hope that you're right more times than you are wrong, or you're right about bigger things than you are.
God damn, I've been trying to
Fuck.
bring Conquer back since the first one came out.
You did, but it's just terrible, terrible ways that he's come back.
Yeah, I know. They
Um,
just keep ruining my dreams.
But it's just like, it's the Silent Hills being made by Sony, and like, I don't know how to break this to you, but all these people are wrong more often than they are right. And I'm not saying that as a person that's trying to burst your bubble. You can totally wish for things. However, believing these people to be truth tellers when they're consistently liars is wrong. And listen, that's not to say people like Jeff Grubb and the guy I'm not a huge fan of that used to be at Kotaku, Jason Schreier, like, but they also aren't out there all the time spreading nonsense. You know what I mean?
It's funny because they'll say something and then, like, Grubb talks about it on his podcast every week. It's like he'll say something and then people like completely twist it into something else.
But like, if you look at the stuff they're announcing, it's always kind of mediocre announcements. Like, it means something grander maybe, but it's like, you know, it's never these huge explosives like, whoa, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that, because that stuff is usually kept pretty under wraps. Like, honestly, the biggest leak I can remember, the biggest one, where it was like a big studio and it was a surprise, was not that it was Assassin's Creed was coming, but it was Assassin's Creed that was taking place in Egypt.
Oh,
Like,
no, you remember the Xbox Series S? Got leaked.
Oh, that's right, yeah, but it's like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, they're never these revelatory, like, game announcements. Hardware's a bit different. Hardware, there's so many partners involved, right? But, like, the Switch Pro has been announced since the first Switch came out. So has Metroid Prime. Like, it's like, none of this stuff has happened. So, when Nintendo's like, we're doing a thing, like, we haven't seen Metroid Prime 4 since the logo appeared, and we haven't seen Bayonetta 3. So, you really think that all these other things are going to come to fruition somehow magically beforehand?
Hell yeah.
Who's working on Metroid Prime Trilogy? I've not heard one name attached to it.
Retro.
But they aren't, because they're doing another thing. And before that, they were working on that Star Fox racing game.
Well, they were working...
Had infinite time on their hands, apparently, as time folded in on itself. I'm getting angry about this stuff. It's just annoying to hear this shit constantly from the same people over and over and over again, and nobody calls them out on it.
Oh, well. Whatever Nintendo does, I'm sure it'll be good stuff, and I will probably play it. And
they'll have some surprises, and there'll be some indie games, probably, that are coming to Switch. They'll have something weird, like that Daemon X Machina game that didn't really set the world on fire, but was still weird to have announced. They announced that Deadly Premonition sequel that I'll never play, because apparently it's just awful on every level. Talking about frame rates, that apparently runs at 2.
Hey, you know.
But like, they always have something weird, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm just hoping that there's Zelda stuff, because it is kind of sad that, like, there's 2 Zelda games on this platform that are purchased. Well, 3 if you want to count Cadence of Hyrule, but, like, again, there's 3 Zelda games, and if you count the 3 on the virtual console or the whatever, Switch Online, right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
3DS has access to the first, the second, Link to the Past, if you're on the new 3DS. The Oracle games, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the 3DS games, the Link Between Worlds. Like, it's just this kind of embarrassment that the follow-up to the last console and the last handheld doesn't have one of their most beloved franchises, I feel, properly represented. So,
all right. That's it for the main conferences. Do you have anything overall that you would like to see from anybody?
All the people that have wished Metroid Prime Trilogy said it was coming out, their heads to explode on camera. No, I don't know. I want to see a better showing from Devolver, because last year's kind of sucked. Because last year they had that virtual conference that was like a game that you could play. And they announced Shadow Warrior 3 and Serious Sam 4. and Fall Guys. And that was kind of it. There was some other stuff, but I don't know. Like, Devolver's so fascinating, and I felt like it was kind of like a poor representation of what that publisher does. Because they do more than just kind of the extreme stuff. So I'd really like to see something interesting from them that is not just a shooty shoot game. Fall Guys was different for sure, but it's just how do I put it? Not for me. I think Olea was shown in that potentially, but again, I want to see more stuff like the weird stuff that they publish, like Olea, where it's not going to fit into another conference, so they put it in theirs. And of course, I want to see heads explode, because boy, do they do some of the best head explosions since Scanners. Otherwise, like, I'd really like to see what the Saints Row team is doing.
You won't.
I know.
Yeah, they're not there. So
Volition would be I just need another Saints Row.
It's coming.
And I really need Saints Row 2 updated.
But that's probably not coming.
Well, they said they had the source code and it was supposed to be coming soon, but I just don't know when. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things I would like to see. Like, honestly, like Nintendo's conference, I would love to see them say that they fixed Star Fox Zero. You know,
if Nintendo ain't fixed it by now, it ain't gonna be fixed.
You know what we might see? We might see more of the Shin Megami game.
That thing's out relatively soon.
Yeah, I think so. So you'll probably see an actual trailer for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just quickly looking at my wall of stuff that well, it's about time we got a new Kirby, because it's been 15 minutes. So I'm sure they'll figure out some way to work Kirby in. Have they announced the last Smash Fighter?
No, I think we'll see that.
Okay. So that's 20 minutes of their show right there, because they always go into detail for those.
Well, they do a direct specifically for that character, so they won't do it there.
Wrong. Well, that's still. Hey, listen, I'm still for showing off the character that way, because I know a lot of people are interested in that, even if I'm not the audience. Man, yeah, I think we're at the time where it's a little hard to guess, because we're not in the midst of all these franchises that are continuing. We almost need that sort of reboot, right? Like, the only studio or company that's kind of in that position right now, because Nintendo, I mean, yeah, you got all this stuff that has been franchised for over 3 decades now, but like, they still have to show something new off. It's like, I don't expect God of War 2 to be much different than the first game, but they had just rebooted everything in the last generation. Well, Xbox hasn't, and Nintendo really hasn't. So they need to show something new off, and so it's really hard to guess what they're going to do in their shows. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Maybe we see more Splatoon 3. I forgot about that.
I feel like that'll be a direct closer to the release, because that's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like really bad because I didn't come prepared, but I honestly don't know if sitting down and thinking about it any longer would have helped either. Because it's one of those, I guess I need like, as someone that hasn't bought these consoles, I would like a reason.
I wouldn't expect a reason to buy these consoles for a while.
You're right, but I mean, like, so far, the only thing that's coming out in the next little while is Ratchet and Clank, and I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
So, none of these studios have necessarily said to me, here's a game you can't miss.
Which is
I'm
funny
either already
because
invested or not.
it's funny because it's not like you could buy one anyway.
You're right, but what I'm saying is like, okay, but you already have me with God of War. You already have me with Ratchet and Clank. You already have me with Horizon. You already have me with Halo, sort of.
But you don't
right?
need a new console to play any of those except for Ratchet.
You're correct. But what I'm saying is, assume I'm a new consumer. None of this is going to sell me on something because it's not new, and there's nothing I feel like pulling me in other than my already, the already, um, my already. I keep saying it wrong. That I already. It's not. I already like those franchises. I'm invested in it. So you're not winning me like. But if I'm not invested in those, there's nothing really to pull me in other than it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Right? And what I'm saying is there needs to be something new. Like the reason why 360 sold the way it did was not because of games that were continuing on from the original Xbox. It was because there was new things for it. And they tried that with PlayStation, and they did it with PlayStation 4. Although it's a little muddier because, of course, like PlayStation 4's biggest first party hit or exclusive hit was The Last of Us, which was on the PS3. But that they did establish new franchises for that system, and I like Microsoft hasn't done that,
No. Not in a
right?
long
So
time.
and Nintendo, I don't feel like that ever needs to be the issue, but it's like at the same time, what's gonna come out is kind of the question because it's like I know it's gonna be one of the franchises that they have,
I
so it's
have
not
not,
like super surprising.
not to be negative on Nintendo, but I have not been a huge fan of the new stuff that they've built for a while. Like, I don't like ARMS. I don't like Splatoon. I don't care for Pikmin.
Pikmin's old, but I understand your point.
Like, I can't think of the last new Nintendo franchise that I got behind as heavily as I am Mario, Metroid, and Zelda.
And that's just it, though. I feel like, yeah, I love. I think the reason why I go to Chibi Robo is because that's probably the last one
And that's old.
that I like got. And you're right, yeah, it is. I think that was before I worked. So, it is that point where it's like, what am I going to predict that's going to be exciting? Like, to me, it's like it's going to be one of those. And I bet we do see something Mario related. If it's not golf, it'll be something. But it's just like I know that we haven't had a Kirby in the while, so you'll probably see a Kirby game.
Sure.
Even if it's one of those small ones that they release on the eShop, it's just like it'll be something. Because we've had a Yoshi game and we had the Yoshi game already. We already have our Luigi's Mansion. They did buy Next Level, so God knows what they're doing. Because Luigi's Mansion's done, so it'd be nice to know what Next Level is working on, but I don't know if we'll see that. But yeah, like all these studios right now have to, more than anything, I need to see something new. You need to recapture that excitement that I get the first time I saw your last thing with me. Like is Starfield going to blow my mind, or am I going to look at it and go, yeah, it's space, Skyrim, Fallout? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
want that. I want that. Oh my god, I can't believe it! Feeling like I'm a kid again, and I get that sometimes with some games, and other times I just feel like, yeah, this is just more of the thing I already like, which is fine, and I'm not upset with that. It's just like I'm not going to get excited over it. I'm just going to inevitably play it.
yeah.
Like Pokemon Snap, as much as I was kidding about it, like taking over my life, sort of earlier. Like I was excited for that because it was a return to something that I hadn't played in fucking years. And there was only one other game and I'm excited for the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which maybe we see some Pokemon stuff at E3 with Nintendo, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, if it is, it'll be a small portion, but I'm excited for the Diamond and Pearl remake because that was a big part of my playtime on the DS, and but you got to capture that. Like watching the Sonic conference thing, like I was excited for Sonic Colors, but like I'm excited for that new Sonic game, but then they showed nothing. So it's like, are we gonna just have that a lot too this E3? I don't know. I'm kind of going in being a pessimist because to me, like the last couple of E3s have kind of done nothing for me. Not to say that I'm not excited to play the games, it's just that I'm not excited.
Well, hopefully this one will do it for you.
If you end up being right and NetherRealm announces a Marvel fighting game, I'm gonna be goddamn excited. I'll be excited for Injustice 3 though. You know, but it's just like I feel like fighting games, and like I don't, obviously not every fighting game, but like fighting games get that part of me really easily, even though I'm not a good fighting game player at all, because there's new characters and there's always some sort of new hook to it. So I'm hoping for that more than anything. I think is just that if nobody else comes through, that NetherRealm does.
What if it's NetherRealm presents Marvel versus DC? I think I broke him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My mind just stopped, and like a little part of me went, "What if they did amalgam characters in the Marvel versus DC game?"
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right. I got email.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck in that now. So if I can go ahead and read the emails, I'm out.
This comes from Chad. He says, "Howdy crew, I'm always listening, but it's been a while since I've sent an email. I feel like I normally don't have anything worth saying because you guys typically cover whatever I have on my mind, and it would just come off as redundant. However, I have a couple things for you all today. First of all, I'd like to give you a useful life hack I just discovered the other day. Just about anybody can do a half-decent Schwarzenegger impression by using the lyrics to Shout by Tears for Fears."
I guess. I mean, like, I'm not.
You're not gonna do it? You're not gonna?
No, because like to me, like I just don't know what part. I don't hear it in my head when I'm doing it.
Maybe when you sing it, you sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, because I like try to sing it like the guy for Tears for Fears, not trying to sing it like Schwarzenegger. To me, like Schwarzenegger.
He's never done that.
I know. But like that's kind of the sounds he makes.
Let it all out.
Yeah. Yeah, see, because like I can hear it in the original.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Let it all out. That's
These are the things that we dream about.
Yeah, see, I don't know how you get there, but like,
I think I would pay just to hear Arnold Schwarzenegger sing any song. I don't know.
Thanks, Chad. You've ruined that song for me because now every time I hear it, I'll be thinking, I don't know how the fuck you get Schwarzenegger from this. Every single time I hear that fucking song.
Now you're gonna hear him singing it.
No, the problem is I'll be like, I don't get it. The whole time I'm in the car or at home listening to it. I'll be like, I don't.
The song comes on the radio in a bar, and Anthony just stands up in the middle of the bar and screams like, "I don't hear it!"
I'm planning I leave my house.
Secondly, you are all probably in full swing with E3 predictions and probably have covered a lot in this show, but I have a short list of things for you to predict whether we'll get a trailer, teaser, demo, or will be a no-show.
Oh, like this is how we should do it from now on.
All right, well,
okay.
Here I got a list. Here we go. Overwatch 2, no show.
No show. Activision doesn't have their own press conference, right?
And we just had that big 3-hour fucking Overwatch thing.
So no.
Fable 4.
Trailer.
I'm going to go with teaser for that one.
Oh, sorry. Teaser. Yeah, we'll get a second teaser for it, yes. Sorry. Teaser's an sorry, it's teaser, trailer.
Teaser, trailer, demo, or no show.
No show. Okay, got it.
Destiny 3. No show.
No show.
No show. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No show.
No show.
No show. No show. And they take what's the pig's name again?
Paige.
they take a plush page and they stab him on stage, just to make the point. Yeah, no,
And
I
a
don't
plush
think that
Sam
game
Fisher
exists.
for good measure. Elder Scrolls 6.
Teaser.
I go no show on that one.
They've already shown a teaser. I say we get an actual teaser that's more than just a logo.
All right. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Trailer.
I'm still
Not
going with.
necessarily a gameplay trailer, but a trailer nonetheless.
I'm going no show because it's during the Xbox thing, and that game's not coming to Xbox for at least a year and however long until it comes out. New Wolfenstein game. I got teaser on that one.
Teaser. If it's a trailer, it'll be seconds worth of footage in that trailer, not like a minute.
Lost Judgment.
That, I mean, it could be anywhere. If it is, it's a trailer because that game's not gonna look. That game's unfortunately not gonna look too much different than the PS5 version of Judgment.
I mean, there's already like a
yeah.
3-minute trailer for that game. If we see
Yeah,
it,
so
it'll
then
just
there
be
you go.
that
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Or it's a different one and it's showing you more of the cinematic portions of it. But to me, it's like that game's coming out this year, so I don't know how much time they're actually going to spend on it. But they probably will show it off somewhere. Yeah.
The new Yakuza game.
Teaser, because we don't have a name for it yet.
I got no show on that one.
I could, because they're going to try to go simultaneous release from now on. I could see them announcing it with a logo.
Starfield. Trailer.
Teaser.
I got trailer on that one. I think we see
I
a
say
lot
we
of
get
that
a.
game.
I say we get a trailer closer to the end of the year if it's coming out next year.
Dead Island 2.
No show.
No show. New Fallout.
No show.
No show.
And the reason I should go back to Elder Scrolls, I say we see that, so we see the engine.
Okay. Elden Ring trailer.
Trailer.
Final Fantasy 16 trailer.
Trailer.
Final Fantasy.
Didn't we already get a trailer?
Yeah, we've already got one trailer. We'll get another one.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Origins. I don't know what this is. Is this like a collection of the old ones?
Well, isn't there already a Final Fantasy Origins?
Yeah, there's Final Fantasy Origins series that has like multiple.
Yeah, Origins was the disc for PS1 that had Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on it. So give me a second. I see it. Final Fantasy Origin rumor could be bigger than Final Fantasy 7 remake. Rumors point to a collaboration between Square Enix and Team Ninja that could lead to a much bigger than much bigger than Final Fantasy 7 remake. Interesting. To create a Dark Souls-like Final Fantasy game.
Oh, is that what that is? So the Final Fantasy Dark Souls. Yeah, we'll get a teaser for that.
Teaser, yeah. I didn't even know that's what it was called. Okay.
I didn't either. I thought this was like a remake of the first games or something.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I think it is. I think it's just going to be an action-based one because the picture that I saw that was related to it seemed to be insinuating with the, I don't know, Warrior of Light or whatever it's called. But I don't think that's official, so I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. Teaser, if anything.
Dragon Quest 12.
We just got a teaser for it, so I don't think we see anything of it.
Yeah, no show at E3. Final Fantasy 7 Part 2.
Teaser, if anything, but I'm going to say no show.
I've got no show on that one. I don't think, with them launching that DLC, I don't think we see it.
Yeah, Intergrade's coming out, and they're not going to want to step on their own toes.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, God. If it doesn't show up, I'll be really pissed, so I'm just going to say trailer and pray to God.
Yeah, I got a trailer on that one. Avowed by Obsidian. I got a trailer on this one because I think we're going to actually see it.
Sure. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go with you on that one. I'll change my mind from earlier. Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy.
No.
Nope. I got no show on that one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla's next DLC.
Yes.
Yeah,
Trailer.
I got a trailer for that one. This is funny. New Assassin's Creed game or spinoff.
I'm going to say trailer. I think there's one coming. So.
I'm going to be the negative one here. I'm going to say no show.
That's fine.
Gotham Knights.
No show.
I got a trailer. for that one. Watch Dogs Legion DLC.
Trailer.
Yeah, I can go with trailer on that. Justice League. What Justice League? There is no Justice League.
Yeah, well, no, it's Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Oh, okay. So if we're referring to that one, that's a no-show.
No show.
New Batman Court of Owls game? That's not happening. That's Gotham City
No.
Knights.
Yeah, that's Gotham City Knights.
Dragon Age 4?
Is it being called Dragon Age 4? I thought
I
it was
don't
being
know.
called 3.
3 is Inquisition, right?
And 3, it's not called 3.
But I mean, that was the third game.
Regardless, fuck it. Anyways, I
got teaser on that one.
teaser, yeah, because I think they just had to restart a bunch of it, right? Because they were changing the monetization of it, or whatever the fuck the plan was.
Yeah.
Like, they were really fucking with that game, like, clearly still not understanding why the first 2 games were successful and Inquisition was successful and stuff.
Yeah. New single-player Lord of the Rings Mordor game from WB.
No.
New. Mass Effect 4.
No.
So, I'm weird on this one because Mass Effect Legendary Edition is doing so well and reminding people that I think EA would be amiss not to even bring it up. So I
Yeah,
think
but
at
I don't
least a
think
teaser.
they do. I don't even think it's a teaser. I think it's a statement on the stage.
But we've already got a
Different-
teaser.
For new Mass Effect?
Yes, the one with Liara at the end of it.
Oh, then I don't fucking remember any of this. So clearly I'm wrong. So yeah, sure, teaser.
Yeah, there's got to be a teaser. Halo Infinite. I mean, gameplay, multiplayer.
It better fucking be gameplay at this point. I mean, they showed gameplay before. It looked like what you would expect. Just at this point, the game better be close to being done. Because good God, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dying Light 2, definitely a trailer. We just got one, so.
yeah.
New Gears of War game? No.
No.
No show. State of Decay 3.
I don't know. Did
I'm
State of
gonna
Decay
take-
2 do well?
Yeah, it did alright.
Maybe.
I got a teaser on that one. I don't think that game's out till next year.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how much they're. It's either a teaser or a trailer, but there's definitely not a fucking demo.
No. Atomic Heart.
No show. No show. That game is not coming
sucks
out.
too, because that game looks so fucking cool.
It looks great, but you know what else looked good? We Happy Few. And I get a lot of the same vibes. Like, just not an actual game there, really.
Hellblade 2 trailer.
I forgot that game existed. Yeah, trailer.
New Witcher game.
No. That unless it's going to a different studio to make it, no.
To follow that up, the last one on the list is a Cyberpunk quasi-apology and feature for next-gen enhancements
No.
and announcement of a final hot patch.
No.
You don't think they talk about?
I don't
game
think
at
they
all?
want to talk about anything related to that game. I think it's such a clusterfuck.
All right. Antonio sent us an email, not necessarily about E3. He says, I think my mom has had enough. The embarrassment of explaining to her guests all the enraged noises coming from the basement finally sent her over the edge. She plays herself as the victim, but it is me who is the victim of Sony's lies. When will it end? Is Spider-Man...
Get me in the first part. God damn it.
When will it end? Is Spider-Man 2 going to be on PS4 as well? How can I look at my non-existent friends in the face? Not even my internet girlfriend. Anthony's sister can quell my anger. I've stress-eaten my way through 5 packs of Lunchables, which is rare. To calm myself, I'm going to listen to some Hybrid Theory and watch the adventures of Boy surrounded by 800-year-old scantily clad witches who still look 12, the anime. Boy, that email was a journey. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Just open a Twitter account, man, and just do shit like that all the time. There'll be 1,000 people that want to follow that. Just, like, do it as a saga, day by day, just your thoughts that are like that, because it's just, they're fantastically written. I love them.
All right.
Even the throw-in of Anthony's sister. Fucking, god damn it. Uh,
All right.
that's good.
Radio PM tweets at us and says, after last year's free-for-all style of being shown things, I will be happy just to see things back to a week-long expo style. I look forward to being surprised. Honestly, don't care about release dates much anymore. I just want to see what they are working on in games.
I agree, and that's how I feel for the most part. Except that I want to release dates not because I want them to be stuck to a certain time, but I don't want to be waiting for something for years away, like Metroid Prime 4 style. Like I'm tired of seeing things and them going, it's being worked on, and then they disappear into the night, and you hear nothing about it.
Skate
Right? Like,
4, baby.
yeah, that type of stuff irritates me, and it's not because I think that there's any ill will behind any of it. I think it's honest, not being like they're honestly not being able to get something to work properly. But like, man, I'm just so tired of you getting my hopes up to crush them. Is all.
Yeah, I gotta agree here, and I felt this way all the last month. It kind of snuck up on me. I'm happy that E3 is back in like a capacity of, hey, here's the show, here are the dates, and we're gonna have these conferences. I like having that again, a week long game. I actually enjoy the fact that most of it takes place towards the end of a week through the weekend and only like one day into the next week. Like that feels a lot better than doing it from like a Sunday through a Friday.
Nothing. Sony's always was on like a Monday or Tuesday night.
Yeah, and there still is stuff on Tuesday. It's a little
Yeah, but
smaller.
it just Sony would be like, we are announcing it, and be the one that I'd want to watch, and then be like, and we're on when the most inconvenient time for everybody except for the West Coast.
Yeah, well, this year Microsoft has ruined our podcast. We won't be recording because
Yeah, well,
literally
they
they're.
always do kind of though. It's just that they're super long this year.
Well, no,
Apparently.
last year and the couple years before, they were always at like 5 p.m.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, like, it did make it a little weird to podcast the same day.
Yep. So, but we will definitely um be going over all of the like basically that'll be the next show is we just talk about everything that happened and if it was exciting or not, and we can talk about how the Metroid Prime trilogy will be at the next Nintendo Direct.
Look, I do want to make clear, if it ends up being true, fine. I'm glad. I'll end up buying it. But it's just it's the constant repetition. Like, people don't want to hear me talk about prices in Canada, but at least I'm being truthful with that statement. Like, that's the thing with this, is like, it's just the same sort of lie, and how many times can you catch the person in the lie before you stop believing them? And it's like the same people. It's the same people that for like a fucking last 5 years of doing the same thing, and like no one's stopped them.
I mean, how are you gonna stop them? You gonna go like arrest them as the internet police?
Goddamn right I am. Wee!
Is
Get
that
the
your
fuck out of the
siren
house,
noise?
bitch. Goddamn right it is.
Well,
Wait, listen. I want you to picture this. Let me paint the scene. You're walking home. It's kind of dark out. And then you just hear the slight echo of somebody going, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. And you go, oh, that's all. But like, what's that sound? And you hear it get louder, and it's getting closer. Wee woo. And then you hear the motor of the car. And now you realize this person's driving quickly towards you. You're just a civilian on the side of the road. Are you scared? This man's screaming out his window, wee woo, wee woo. That's right, he's coming for you.
I think I would hide in a public place from your crazy ass.
Yeah.
If you
Crazy
get-
people aren't afraid of the public.
That's true. But at least there I've got people to throw in front of me.
That's fair.
All right. That is it. That is 2 hours of E3 conversation. My favorite part about doing these shows is that you get to play this back next week and look at how wrong we were.
I don't know, I feel like we were pretty grounded. because there's only two of us, and one of us didn't want to play, and that person was me.
Yeah, and I always preface mine with the pie in the sky stuff. Like I even said it on Twitter. Like, I want Conquer so bad I can't stand it, but I know it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this year's like the hardest because I think everybody needs something to sell the new console with, even though you can't buy them.
Yeah, I think by the time you are able to buy them, there will be plenty that you want to play.
For sure.
Which is a happy accident. Like, I'm sure that's not how they wanted it to go.
That's how I usually buy consoles, to be honest.
Yeah, see, no, not me. I'm the guy that has to have them on day one. Like, I have serious, like, anxiety, like, if they do announce the Switch Pro. Like, I'm enjoying them not announce it, because as soon as they announce it, that's going to be my focus, is trying to get one for, like, 6 months.
And this is just me crazy thinking, and I know they have said they're not going to announce at E3, or it's just software at E3. What benefit do they have? Honestly, what benefit do they have to announce new hardware?
They don't have any. Like, business-wise, they're still selling.
They're still selling Switches. There's a chip shortage. They know it's going to make them look bad. And people are saying they're going to get rid of the normal Switch. That's the one that's hard to find. No, not to shit on the Switch Lite, but it's like clearly a different audience that wants that. And like, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just, some people do not want a Switch Lite, like myself. And
no, I don't either.
Like, I see more Switch Lites, and to be fair, I can walk into any store now. Not that right now we can buy them, but for like before we went back into lockdown like 2 months ago, I could walk into a store and find a bunch of Switches, but they're still selling frequently, and games are selling. So, what benefit does Nintendo have to put a Switch Pro out now, especially with the chip shortage, and especially while scalping's at a high, because everybody's stuck at home still? We're not at that point yet where like a new console is really viable or necessary.
I think it's going to be the kind of image, because I think if you own an original Switch when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I think that game is going to run like fucking hot trash.
For sure.
On the original Switch, because Breath of the Wild doesn't run great.
Yeah.
On the original
You're right,
Switch.
but I'm just it right now, like that. That's a problem with you. You know what I mean? Like, I realize that's a very sort of passive statement, but like most people buying Switch games are also not listening to video game or Switch games are not listening to video game podcasts.
No, absolutely not.
So, putting one more out there to confuse the market, it did wonders with the new 3DS, 2DS, 2DS XL, new 2DS, 3DS.
What about the Wii U?
XL, the Wii U was a bigger disaster. Especially when they released the Wii U and the Wii Mini, like, simultaneously in Canada.
What's funny is the Wii U is also the sound of you chasing internet people. Wii U,
That's the reason why I did it that way. There was a reason.
You lie.
Sort of.
That is it, though. That is the show.
No one made it through this long. It was the two of us. They checked out when I went on my rant. If they stayed around this long, like, patience of saints.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at N4G Podcast. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcasts@ztgd.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ZTGD, and you can follow Anthony now at Complacent Robot. Check out Phoenix Down, running hard. Assassin's Creed Origins is up on the docket. First episode is live. So go check that out. We will not have a show next week on Monday. I don't know when we'll record. I'll have to play around and see people's schedules.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably gonna end up being the Sunday after.
Probably. That's kind of how schedules work in this crazy video game.
I mean, like, you can't see it, but I'm outstretching my arms and just pointing around to all the nobodies in this room with us.
This is true.
Right? Like, this is normally when we do it. You're going to try to get the group together on another day.
I mean, that's, it's happened in the past. But I wouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. But we'll be talking about it on the next show. We'll have a lot to say. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, to be frank, everything won't even be done until Tuesday afternoon. So, I mean, even if we wait till Sunday, there will still be plenty.
Part of me really hopes that I'm wrong about Metroid Prime Trilogy, only because I know the flack I'll get.
Oh, Metroid Prime.
And it'll make me laugh when somebody goes, I'll be asleep probably during Nintendo's show, and wake up with somebody just going, I can play some robot. Oh, it's fucking...
Oh, you know I'll send you a DM. Hey! Look what's up on the eShop.
Oh, God. I really set myself up for fucking doom on that one. I'm really hoping I'm right and it doesn't come out just so I don't, but at the same time I want the laugh of waking up and getting a message saying that it's absolutely true.
Oh well, we will find out in just 10 short days. But that's it for this week. Be sure to tune in for the next show, E3, the exciting time. Remember, just be out there, enjoy the video games. Don't be a dick. Don't play plastic console wars. Just play the games. Have some fun. But unless you have anything else, I'm done. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G podcast.
It's me, Mario.
Zero tolerance.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
I always live being angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.
Killed the dragon.